Happy Tuesday. I hope you all had a wonderful and safe Memorial Day weekend, a weekend for cookouts and remembering um, veterans that have passed on. Um, so I just wanted to do a quick check-in at the start of the week, see how you all are doing, see what fragrances you pulled out for the long weekend, and doing all the fun things. So please be sure to let me know. Hello if you're in the playback. Um, I'm so excited that you are here. I want to make sure my mic was in. Um, hey, Asha. Good to see you. How are you? So I was just asking about how was your long holiday weekend? Like, did you do anything fun? And for certain, what fragrance did you pull out this weekend? Um, I am great. Hi, Kari. Cannot complain. Hi, Chandra. Good to see you. And you finally got alive. Yeah. Um, yeah. Oh, so Kari worked. He got double pay. Um, Asha's good. That's great. Okay. So, Memorial Day weekend, I didn't have too much planned, but it seemed like I was still outside a little bit, so that was cool. And I ended up doing like some crafts with friends. And for that day, yesterday, Monday, I decided to pull out something that I just hadn't worn yet, worn before, really like that. And so I started off with the Sol de Janeiro Rio Radiance Cream. Whew, this is difficult. Rio Radiance Cream. I got the little small one with a small matching spray, um, but I did not wear the spray. I just really used this one. And so I was like, yeah, I haven't used this yet. And then I opened it up and it's nice and used. So I was like, I must have forgotten because this is more so typically what I will pull out in the summertime. This is the Rio Radiance Cream Charosa 87 fragrance. And I wanted to see exactly what the notes are. This particular Sol de Janeiro, it gives you and puts you in the feel of a Tom Ford Sauvignon Blanc. So if you're familiar with that, that's solar, sweet white floral, yellow floral fragrance. It doesn't have that bite, I think, of like pepper or something, I think, that the Solar Blanc has, but it's definitely giving those vibes. So I wore that, and I'm going to tell you the notes really quickly. There is coconut, tuberose, vanilla. Oh, so let's start at the top. Coconut milk and cinnamon. There's tuberose and ylang ylang, and then there's vanilla and amber. So you don't get all of that like biting pepper, kind of sharp pepper uh, feel. And of course, Uncle Lance occurred, of course, Soleil Blanc shows up in the reminds me of section. And I just want to double check, but I keep thinking that there's like a sharp pepper at the top. And yes, so there's sweet pepper and bergamot, pistachio, cardamom at the top of Soleil Blanc. So that's how it differs a bit. Most of the stuff is pretty much the same. Coconut, lemon, amber, vanilla, tuberose. So those are the same notes. Two, um, I use that as a base for, again, Tom Ford's Soleil Blanc is sort of like a summer staple. And so Amouage Assure is another one that is, I feel like, is Amouage's answer to the Soleil Blanc craze. They had to put this in their summer lineup, put their spin on it, very, very, very similar, but let's look into what some of the differences are because it doesn't go as sweet. There's something a bit more earthy and grounding with this fragrance. I'm going to tell you what's in Assure. So, and wash sure. So, this is a Mackenzie Riley fragrance. I have one other fragrance that she did, and that is I hate when I don't remember right now. It's a Mass Milano, and it's the one that was inspired of Lost Alice. That is the other fragrance that I know for sure that I have of hers, and I like her style. She does not have many in her catalog of fragrances that she's done, but out of the few, I do have two. So in a shore, there's okay. So they have a pink pepper cardamom, like um, Soleil Blanc, but what makes it different and how it differs from Soleil Blanc is that this has turmeric. So I think that's why I'm getting some of that earthy, more earthy. It does have the cardamom and turmeric. That's giving more of that earthy smell. And then there's ambergris in the base. Solar notes, they have rose and jasmine sambac, so we're not getting those sweeter um, fragrances like the ylang coconut, but this has solar notes, jasmine sambac, rose. Again, in the base, there's that ambergris, sandalwood, and olibanum. And so what we do know about olibanum and amouage, they're frankincense. Um, olibanum, I guess, is another name for frankincense, but that is definitely amouage's signature. And so, um, so yeah, that was my combo. This was my fragrance of the day. Um, I enjoyed it. It was cool. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Kari, Chandra. Asha, let's see. I think I might have picked the wrong audio. Yep, absolutely. Is that better? Is that better? Can you guys hear me? And there's not any weird background noises? Yes. Okay. Thank you, Kari, because even though I do this quite often and sometimes it'll automatically pick up, sometimes it doesn't. So perfect. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Asha, Sasha. Boo. Thank you, Kari. And Mighty Strong. Hey, girl. Hey. Thank you. Thank you, Chandra. All righty. But yep. So I think a shore is nice, but if you have those fragrances like the Sol de Janeiro 87, if you have Tom Ford Soleil Blanc, if you have anything of that in that realm, this is very redundant. I was kind of afraid of that, but I didn't listen to my gut. I just knew it was one that I would like and wanted to have. But I wish I would have listened to myself and just been like, it's very, very, very unnecessary. But, you know, that's how it goes sometimes. What did you guys wear over the holiday or for the Memorial Day holiday? What did you guys have on? What did you spray on? How were you smelling? Tell me. I know, Chandra, the bottle is so cute. And it's yellow and it goes along with my other ones. So I'm going to definitely make a point to pull this out and give it some wear. When I first started my
fragrance journey, if you will. Like I switched over from Beach Walk by Replica to Tom Ford's Soleil Blanc, and I never really wore it. I have no idea why. And so now I have this. So I'll definitely need to spray my life away with those. And I'll probably try to do that in most of June. If I can put down the Fleur Majesty and the BDK and Padia, like I'll do that. So Chandra tells us that she mostly wore Limonada by Narcotica. How did it last for you? I think I've been kind of afraid to wear it out. I don't know why when I could just bring it with me, but to wear it out and that it won't last that long. She says she also wore Mona Lisa Smile by Jardin Parfums, which is basically BR540, but without the Band-Aid smell. Ah, okay. Sounds like good picks, Chandra. I hope you enjoyed the Limonada. Kari says that D&G Light Blue Love, D&G Light Blue Love is live. Did you wear that yesterday, Kari? Habit Rouge Spirit for work tonight. Okay, I'm not quite familiar with Habit Rouge Spirit. What is that one like? And D&G Light Blue Love. Did I try that one? I feel like I tried it in the store a while ago. Ooh, Asha tells us that she wore Yum Pistachio, Yum Bougie Marshmallow, Sol de Janeiro 62, and Burberry Goddess, but not all at the same time. Went very BB. I love it. You got all your fragrances in this weekend. I love that. I love that. Oh, okay. Kari is correcting the typing, telling me that it's D&G Light Blue, Love is Love. Love that. Hi, Nika. Thanks for joining us. And then Chandra also tells us that Limonada lasts for so long on the clothes, so she can still smell it strong on her hoodie from the weekend. Okay, good tip, because I want to give that away. And so I was just a little like, I need something that I know is going to protect and I know that's going to, last with me. But Kari tells us that Habit Rouge Spirit is the latest flanker, has the parfum scent with a tinge of henny. Oh, even though I have a few fragrances that are based on like cocktails, I'm a bit apprehensive about that now, or like any type of alcoholic smells. Like I recently smelled alcohol on somebody and I was like, oh, that is not cute. I know perfume would be different, but I don't know. It's just that mind frame, Are we discussing SOTDs? Yes, tell us what you're wearing, or mainly what we wore for Memorial Day for the holiday weekend. Mighty Strong says she wore Boulangerie Souffle vanilla layered with BBW Viva Vanilla. Mighty Strong. Oh, that sounds very interesting. Boulangerie Souffle. That sounds amazing. And then Chandra says she oversprays, so keep that in mind. Perfect. Yeah, I'm an oversprayer too. I guess I'll just try it out. How about that? And stop overthinking it before even wearing it. Kari says he doesn't smell the Hennessy, but someone told me they can smell it heavy in the opening. I can understand that. Chandra says she just sprayed Whispers in the library on her hand. It helps her to relax. So good. A shame it was discontinued. I do have Whispers in the library. And I haven't pulled it out in quite some time. So I'm glad that you tried it. It reminds me to revisit it. And the fact that it's comforting to you, like, that's so perfect. That's super cool. Okay, so yep, that was it for me, these two. And then today, well, my scent of the day today is I started with my EOS pink champagne that has like this strawberry fizzy smell. And then I ordered this sort of with the hype, but this is Genre's Rockabye Baby. So I got this. It is one of those Melanie Martinez dupes. And when I got it, like I wasn't too impressed. I was just kind of like, okay, something kind of sweet, candy-ish, generic. Like I don't know. It didn't really move me, but I feel like it was a safe, upbeat, sweet fragrance for the day. And something that kind of matched with my EOS lotion. So I like it. I like it. Let me see if I can find the notes because I think I decided that it was okay in my book and didn't even check the notes. So let's see what they are. Wow, that's crazy. It looks like when you look it up online, you don't really find it. Do I really have to go to the group to find it? That is crazy. Um, do any of you have any of the Melanie Martinez fragrances or fragrance dupes? But it's nicer to wear all over than just kind of a spot spray, of course. Yeah. I don't know, had I smelled this first if I would have purchased it, but it's nice. Let me see. Oh, well, this was a little tougher to find than I expected. But I think it's perfect, like if you want to gift it to like a woman, a younger lady that's not may not be that into perfumes, but likes a good perfume. Like I think it makes for a really nice fragrance. Oh, this is so horrible. Like, why is it so hard to get the notes? Hmm. That is another thing I will say. And I can't be quite certain because I haven't asked anybody else if they smelt anything on me, but I felt like I was reapplying today. Like I sprayed it all over, kind of sprayed it a bit on my clothes, but then I felt like it would kind of disappear and I needed to touch up. So, but yeah, again, I don't know if I was going nose blind to something or or what? Well, guys, if I come across it again, I will tell you guys about it. But right now, it's just not showing up. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Hey, Robert, how are you? You're eating pistachios right now. um, Nika said she was in Florida for the last week and it was hot, so she reached for freshies or musks. Joe Malone, Musk Memento, nice. J Hag Superdose, Montclair La Corday, and Ichnusa by Perfum Aroma. Oh, that's one I haven't heard of. I can totally see freshies being the move. Glad you made it back safely. But her scent of the day was Venice Rococo by Arquise. Nice. What up? What up? What up, Chris? Asha says Rockabye Baby was the only genre fragrance she didn't care for. I hate that. But yeah, it wasn't my favorite. And then when I lined them up on my shelf, like it's toward the back. But I felt like, let me give it a chance. The weather is a little bit warmer. So it's cool. You know what? This is really bad, but I think the last live I was just talking about like, oh, this is a fragrance that I would probably give away if somebody like wanted a fragrance from me. And so this is going on that list of like some, because a lot of times my sister will be like, oh, you got a fragrance you don't want? And I'm like, oh, I have to think about that because there's some that I'm still like testing or trying to get to know, or ones that I know I definitely love and you're not getting that. But yeah, this would probably go on a list of like cool to give away. Yes, sorry. Chris, I think is asking, is that my scent of the day? So yeah, it's Genre Parfums, Black owned company. It's Rockabye Baby, which is the Melanie Martinez Crybaby dupe. Chris says that his scent of the day is Genre Rocky Coast, layered with Drake Summer Mink. That sounds like a really cool combination, Chris. How do you feel about Rocky Coast? Do you love it? Do you like it? Is it better with Summer Mink, or you just wanted the two together? What are your thoughts? I would love to know because I actually quite like Rocky Coast myself. So Drake. Okay. Asha is an incredibly clean and potent for a Joe Malone. So this weekend, I was able to link up with a new fragrance friend. Hey, Monique. Hey. She's probably not watching this, but just in case. And so we decided to take a field trip out to the local like Middle Eastern store. So Khan El Khalili is our local Middle Eastern shop with like all the fragrances, all the products, all the jewelry, everything that you want, makeup, oils, you name it, they have it. So we took a trip out there. And so I think I just wanted to look around and kind of see what was new, or like if they had any of the recent releases that I could just get my nose on. And then I was sort of looking for a cheap thrill while there. So that was what we were doing. We were sniffing around, doing a whole bunch of like, seeing what was out there. But I don't think they had a lot of the newer releases. Like they have some current things, but the newer stuff that we may see or be super interested in, I didn't see that they had it. Like a lot of people came in looking for Malika, I'm not sure how you say it. But they didn't have it. They were like, oh, we're all sold out. But because I'm me and go back on what I'm saying, I did pick up one thing because it just stuck out to me so much in the sea of Middle Eastern fragrances. I picked up, I sprayed it on a box, so it's always pops out at me. But I went ahead and picked up this Latafa called Leo Maleki. I don't know if you guys can see that. Leo Maleki by Latafa. So what drew me into this particular one was that it opens with like this blast of bubble gum. It's like, boom, bazooka, pink, powder sugar, all of it. Like I was taken aback because it was just so strong. But it's also very powerful, very much Latafa. This one was on sale for $25. And so I was like, oh, that's my kind of cheap thrill. But of course, I get online to only see that it's being sold for $15. So I should have known because that store has become increasingly popular and their prices are going up. And so sometimes you may have better luck on Amazon or somewhere or a TikTok shop. But this particular fragrance, I want to tell you about it, is Leo Maleki. So this one has main accords that are sweet, white floral, fruity, honey, floral, powdery, warm, spicy, amber, citrus, and musky. So here are the notes, because this one can be pretty powerful. And it's like, whoa. Do I like this or do I not? I don't know. But for the most part, I really like it. Because you just can't like nose dive into the fragrance. You have to let it get some air and smell it in the air. And it is a strong, spiced bubblegum, like bazooka, with some Middle Eastern backing. I'm trying to think, because I was about to make a comparison. You guys know the Xerjoff that I would call this is bad. I would call it like the juicy fruit, like a spicy juicy fruit gum. Do you guys remember which one that is? It's not Dama Bianca. It is Dolce Amalfi. Dolce Amalfi gives like this juicy fruit gum, the actual, what is it called? Wrigley's juicy fruit gum in a yellow pack, but it smelled like that taste with some like warm spices to it. This fragrance is giving me like bazooka bubblegum in the opening that has that Middle Eastern touch and spices. And then it's dry. As it dries down, the bubblegum kind of subsides, but it stays like fruity, florally. And then it gets a little stronger into some of the base notes. But let me give you the notes to Leo Maleki. I've been describing it, but let me give you the notes. So Leo Maleki, yeah, Fragrance Net has it for $11.99. Joma Shop has it for $14. Fragrance X has it for $17, but I bought it in the store for $25. Tisk. Okay, So in the top, there are fruity notes and spicy notes and citruses. The citruses aren't as prominent to me, but maybe it just balances out the fruits and the spicy notes. But yes, the fruity notes and spicy notes are like this. Like they are loud, they're coming at you, they're in your face. So, but it's like a burst of bazooka bubblegum to me, like pink, big wads of gum to make the biggest bubble. And when it busts, it flaps over your face. In the mid, there's honey, jasmine, gardenia, and orchid. The honey is not as off-putting to me as honey can be sometimes for me. But I think it's just in there to lend to the sweetness and add to the sweetness of the gardenia and orchid. Base notes, there's amber, musk, caramel, and sandalwood. It's like after the bubblegum and spices, it's just like, oh, floral perfume, sweetness. Okay. That's how I feel like when I'm looking at the notes, I'm not like, yeah, this is, spicy jasmine, maybe, but it's all like, oh, all the rest of the stuff. After that bubblegum kind of subsides a bit. But again, like I said, it overall just becomes this spicy, fruity, floral, sweet fragrance in general. It was being compared to Histoires de Parfums 1804, or I'm sorry, let me see. Yeah, 1804, Histoires de Parfums, but I am not familiar with that one. It does seem to be very similar in note structure, so I can see how that would be like this one. And there's pineapple, peach, tiare flower in the Histoires de Parfum one. Mid notes has nutmeg, cloves. So there's that spicy notes, and then the jasmine and roses in there. Sandalwood, musk, vanilla, patchouli is at the base. So these sound like, yes, they would probably smell just alike. There are other fragrances that they suggest, but I'm not as familiar with them. So one of them being Musk Butterfly by Kilian. I haven't smelled that one, so I wouldn't know. Boss Babe by Misguided in the little soda can type bottles. And then somebody even put Ombre Nomad by Louis Vuitton. So I felt like it was a good cheap thrill. I'm good with it. I like that blast of bubblegum. Every time I sprayed it on the box first, so every time I open it, it's like, poof, so much fun. What are you guys talking about? I see a lot of laughing and stuff. Mamina, hey girl, hey. She says, good evening, beautiful people. Good evening, gorgeous. I'm wearing Processoir Extrait layered along with the EDP. Nice. And BSB Blonde Ambition oil as her base. She can still smell herself 12 hours in. That is awesome. I don't think I've ever thought to do Blonde Ambition with Processoir Extrait, or just Processoir in general, but I'm gonna have to check that out because I do have both and I'm always looking to use our products. So that's awesome. Chris says, I'm getting the new Summer High by genre in the window coming up. What's Summer High, Chris? I'm trying to tell y'all, like, it's like you really have to be in Genre's Facebook group like every day, just like trying to keep up, and I cannot. That's why I'm super surprised that I was able to luck up and get Rocky Coast. Like, tell me about this Summer High. Oh man. I am super curious. Let me just do a little search real quick because I want to know. Okay, Summer High is inspired by a unique blend of unmentioned and unexpected frags that will only be available when ordering windows open. All that will be given are the notes. So he wants us to guess. Let me see. Okay, so we have top notes, okay? Help me guess this. Bergamot, mandarin, pink pepper. You know what? Why not be smart? So I'm going to tell you guys, but I'm going to also be doing some little background digging too. Bergamot, mandarin, pink pepper, neroli, honeysuckle tea. Honeysuckle tea. Mid notes of hedione, blackcurrant, orris, rose, and ambroxan. Base notes are cedar, tonka bean, guaiac wood, amber, isoe super, vanilla, and vanilla musk cashmerean. The accords, or how he's describing it, is light, airy, crowd-pleasing, office-safe, unisex. So what I'm going to do is do one of these numbers. Select all, copy. And we're going to ask the internet too. Let me see if you guys have some guesses here. Thank you so much, Asha, for reminding us to thumbs up the live. Please like, comment, watch the playback, and double check if you're subscribed, okay? I think most of us here are, but that would be very, very nice. So thank you again, Asha. I appreciate that, because I literally forget just about every live. You know, me and Chat GPT been getting just a bit closer. So I'm going to ask her. Ooh, they played me because the copy function is really, really whack and weird. I'm going to see what you guys say. Chris is updating us that Rocky Coast is cool. It gives him when in Puerto Rico vibes with distinct lime note. Okay. I do love that lime note. I think I had a sample of one in Puerto Rico, and it was much more masculine to me. But I mean, you know, I get it. You are so cute. Thanks, girl. Thank you. Dolce something. Ooh, okay. Liz. Hey, Liz. Good to see you. Thanks for joining in tonight. What did you wear on Memorial Day? Tell us. We've talked about it already, but we'd love to know. Or what is your sin of the day? Honeysuckle and the tea sold you. All right, look, we're still on a mission to figure this out. I'll tell you guys again. I'm just so mad. It's like they pasted the notes in a whole different language. Bergamot, mandarin, pink pepper, neroli, honeysuckle, tea. Heart notes are hedione, blackcurrant. Wow, this is crazy. Blackcurrant, orris, and ambroxan. Base notes are cedar, tonka bean, guaiac wood, amber isoe super, vanilla. This is crazy. And musk and cashmere. Let's see what it says. Give it a second. Oh, but it was supposed to be a blend of a couple fragrances, huh? Right, Chris? We're discussing Summer High by Genre Parfums, and like they have a new fragrance coming out during the ordering window where they're only giving us the notes and not the name of the fragrance. So we're trying to guess here what fragrance this could be, but I do think it is a blend because he's calling it Devon's blends. So I think he's mixing two fragrances. What do you think? What do you think, Chris? ChatGPT said, "Can you clean up that list again?" Neroli Honeysuckle tea, yes. Orris. Okay. Similarities or fragrance matches. Oh, this is a joke. This is absolutely a joke. They came up with, you guys. Boy. BR540, Delina exclusive, Alien Goddess Intense, Juliet Has a Gun. Yeah, that wasn't helpful. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what he gives us. Like, now you've gotten me excited. I'm so glad that you mentioned it, Chris, brought it to my attention. I do remember him mentioning it before, but again, like, unless you're literally living in that group, like, you're not going to keep up. And I'm just like, it's so hard. Liz says on Memorial Day, she wore Flower Bomb Extreme. Her scent of the night is Fleur Heavy Cream layered with EOS Vanilla Cashmere Lotion. That sounds great. When you wore Flower Bomb Extreme, did you have like a different experience from the regular Flower Bomb? I decided not to pick up Flower Bomb Extreme because I felt like it's just a little too close to the regular Flower Bomb. Chris confirms that yes, it is a blend. So that's exciting. The ordering window is it June? I think he said June 6th. So I'm actually really excited about it. It will come in 10 ml and 30 ml. And yeah, so that's all I see about it so far, I think. Yeah, so that's exciting. I think that's an exciting drop. I look forward to that. But yes, you guys. Okay, so Liz says it's so good. There's some similarities, but in the dry down, they are definitely different, and she loves it. I love to hear it. I love the fragrance love that you love it. So thank you for sharing. I'm gonna have to get a little sample or something Chris, you got something on Chat GPT? Because Chat GPT was like, girl, did you mean this? Let's make sure this list is right. Tell us what you got, Chris. Tell us what they came out with. So yeah, but I think I'm still in a chokehold with Fleur Majesty by Kayali and Empatia by BDK. So I definitely gave the other days of the weekend, I gave that somewhere. I wore Fleur Majesty with Roses Vanille because that was suggested in a group. And I was like, okay, let me mix it up just a little bit, you know. Okay, so Chris is saying that ChatGPT gave a suggestion of the first blend, which could be Baccarat Rouge 540 with Chanel Chance Autange. Okay. Blend 2, Baccarat Rouge 540 and Byredo Bal d'Afrique. But who has the honeysuckle and tea? I don't know. Liz says that Empatia is on the way to her house. Liz, did you find a good deal? Because I am really trying to play a long game with myself. I still have my decant. And I'm like, even though I feel like I'm blowing through it because I feel like I use it a lot, but I haven't used it up enough yet. And I'm just hoping like, maybe this will last me and maybe I'll be okay if I actually mix Guidance and the Lena Exclusive together to wait for a bottle to go down to a decent price. I think I did find a decent price, but I just wasn't ready to pull the trigger because, wait, y'all using chat for perfume like that? Yes, girl, yes. I actually did a live on where we were talking about using Chat GPT for your fragrances. Funny. FYI, Nika is telling us La Corday and Bal d'Afrique are beautiful together too. Sounds like a winner. And Chris says he's tried ChatGPT for layering suggestions. Absolutely. Or just finding things that you like. I'm usually trying to like figure out what dupes are. Because sometimes you'll find a Middle Eastern with some notes and you're like, wait, what is this? Or what could it be like? So I use it in that way too. But Chris says that it's hard for him because he only has Black-owned brands that, yeah, for sure, that aren't widely known. So Parfums de France over the Memorial Day weekend, I think right before it hit, right, they had it retail for $230. And then they had a discount code of like 20% or so. Then mysteriously, they jacked up the price to $250. So that discount code wasn't as good as it was before. And I can't quite remember what it was, but then they came out with a 25% off discount code, which I think I calculated to be like $188. Where's my phone? Oh. let me see and do this math real quick because yeah. Yeah, so about 188. And I thought that was pretty good. And I was like, go ahead and take advantage of it because I don't know when they're gonna do like another one. But I've just been like, they can come back down to 220 or 230, whatever it was. They ain't have to jack it up to 250. I was feeling a little salty about that. So then after meeting with my friend at the Middle Eastern store, and Asha, if you ever come back down this way, of course I'll go with you to the Middle Eastern store. I would love it, like I love to. Like it's just the thing I like to do. And I met up with some friends at a vineyard, and I still had my like bag of fragrances that, you know, I was like, oh, here you could smell some of my stuff. And so I let them smell it. And oh my goodness, they loved Empatia. My one friend told me, she was like, oh my gosh, I kept smelling it on, because she sprayed it on her skin. And she was like, I kept smelling it all day and I didn't want to wash it off. It smells so good. So it was just, I don't know, people indulging me in my little hobby interest. So that was fun to talk to them about some of the stuff that I had and that they liked. Oh my gosh. And so here's the kicker, right? So I let one of the girls smell Cherry in Heaven, right? And she was like, this smells rich. This smells like a boss chick. She was like, this smells like something I would wear in court. Like if I had to go to the Diddy trial, I would wear this fragrance. I was dying laughing. I was like, do you keep up with the Diddy trial? Because, like after work every day, I'm like, into the coverage. And I said, so I don't get into a lot of the commenting like with people and their reactions and stuff like that. Like I watch coverage from the actual trial. And I think I told you guys before, if you remember, that I watch Armand Wiggins. I was like, who you watch for coverage? She was like, Armand Wiggins. I was like, ah! I was like, girl, yes, you are part of the crew. Like, because we be on it, he be on it cutting up. So we just like be dying with him, like entertaining us and giving us all the tea about the trial. So today, Capricorn, Diddy's old assistant, I think the one I've heard of the most outside of like Farnsworth Bentley, testified. And I'm like, if they're going to keep going back with assistants, is he subpoenaed to come to court? Like, I need to know if Farnsworth is going to take the stand. Like, I need to know. But he just sounds like somebody else Diddy paid off to be quiet and like, So, but I just thought that was so cool to connect over fragrances and being like an Armand Wiggins fan. So, yes, Liz, she talk about she would wear cherries in heaven to court, to the Diddy trial. Yes, you're locked into the coverage. Who do you listen to, Liz? I just haven't really kept up with anybody else really except our mom, because I'll watch like little videos on the side. Like there's one from one of the Jane Does. Do you guys remember that picture of like Diddy's party where he had a girl on a human sushi board? Like she was laid on the board and had all the sushi, charcuterie and stuff like around her. Do y'all remember that? Well, she came out and did a video, like an interview, like a 3-part interview about like what happened to her. And like in that picture, she's really only like 13 years old. This same girl also says, and so of course it just sounds it kind of sounds a little wacky, like she all over the place. What's she talking about? But she was also the one, she also said, but the way she said it was not in a way of like, oh, believe me, I made up a story around this. Like she's literally recalling like some of these incidences and being drugged and all these things. And do you guys remember when there was this thing that came out, that there was a story that came out about how Diddy had a party and Denzel Washington, his wife, like got up and left because they were just kind of grossed out and like really felt like what was going on was kind of disrespectful. So the girl was saying they had her on stage dancing and she was so drugged up and not feeling well. Like she was telling Diddy, like, I need to use the bathroom. I need to use the bathroom. I'm not feeling well. He was like, I don't care about how you feel. Get out there and dance. And she ended up like excreting human feces and stuff on the stage. And she just had to, she was just like, he don't care. I guess I don't care. She just had to do what he said, right? And so that she said that's when Denzel and his wife got up and left. Like, ew, like, what is this? Like, they are so, like, they don't respect anybody. And I was like, word, like that's what the story is behind that. Y'all, I'm not shocked, I'm shocked. You know what I mean? Let me see what you guys said. Mamina says Cherry in Heaven is that good and maybe the best cherry perfume in her collection. I'm with your friend. Love it. Right. Where is Bentley? He is living his regular dad of two, husband life. But I think the time around when Cassie came out with her lawsuit, he started dropping little hints here and there, but he didn't give too much. He kind of went silent. But they've been subpoenaing his old assistants. So I don't see why he wouldn't be one, but I kind of looked up like who's going to take the stand tomorrow. And I think they're going to talk to like some law enforcement, arsonists, experts, and I think it's one of the Jane Does named Mia, MIA, or an assist. No, I think it's an old assistant named Mia, something like that. Because the Jane Doe that I was talking about, that was like 13 when she got with Diddy or whatever, her real name is Misha, but she's listed as a Jane Doe. So I am super interested in seeing that. Liz, did you tell me like who you watch for coverage? Oh, yes, she says it right here. I usually watch Law and Crime. Okay, I've seen their videos. Who Made Cherry in Heaven? I think I saw Mamina saying that Cherry in Heaven is by EBK, the same ones that do Desired Yacht. I think that's what it's called. Nika says, I remember that. Well, right? I was like, she's the girl that was behind that? Or like, that's what grossed them out? That she was just kind of like messing on herself while dancing naked on a stage. I would have not wanted to see her naked. Like maybe if he had somebody in a bikini type of situation and doing the little artful aerial type dancing, but if you just naked up there, like I don't want to see that either. Hi, Alicia. Tell us what you're wearing. What did you wear for Memorial Day? Liz says, I promise I must have been living under a rock because I didn't know Diddy was crazy. So I didn't hear that he was crazy per se. I kept hearing rumors about his weird and wild sex life and that he was DL. But at that time, I just didn't feel like going into it because there's a lot of things on YouTube and on the internet that talks about celebrities and I'm like, I got my own life to worry about. Like I can't follow them. But for whatever reason, this time around, like I am super invested, maybe because we get to hear Cassie's story. And I felt like I followed Cassie before she got with Diddy. And so once she got with him, it was kind of like, why this little girl with this old ass man? What's going on? So I think I just feel a little bit more invested, you know? 13 is wild, right? And she talks about just kind of how, just how she got, she listen, let me give you like one more or two more highlights and then I'm gonna get off of this because I hate, because I be digging into some of this stuff and sometimes it's just not good. But she says, and at this point, the way he is, I have no reason to doubt this person. She's about 33 now. But she said that she carried Chance, his daughter. She said that they kept doing like the she didn't even verbatim like say this, but I had to piece it together. She said that Sarah was tired of getting the eggs extracted from her. So I guess they were look like made her the surrogate mother, but because she was just basically their child sex slave, like they didn't pay someone to be a surrogate mother. So because Diddy had her doing all kinds of things and being drugged all the time, she kept losing the babies. And so this last one, she was saying that Sarah was like, please take care of her because we need this baby to go to term. And she said she carried that baby for Sarah so that Sarah could have the life that she has with one of Diddy's kids. I don't put it past him. She was like, I promise y'all. She was like, have you ever seen Sarah pregnant? And then when at one point the police came to the house, and she was trying to explain to him, like, look at her and look at me. Who do you think had this baby? Like my stomach is all black and stretched out, and her stomach is on flat. Like, y'all. So it's just crazy. Lots going on out there. Lots of things about Diddy. Alicia Sin of the Night is time for Violet Blonde. Ooh, nice. I've heard of that one. I don't think I've actually smelled it though. Like, crazy. Diddy look crazy. I always look at the eyes. Yeah. Especially like the photos that they have of him out now. Like, yeah, he's always looking a little demonic. Where's his boy toy, French Montana? Okay. Listen, I heard Ashton Kutcher is hiding out. I wish some people have issues with them subpoena and the victims like Cassie, but I would love to hear from Justin Bieber just lay it all out. Like, I don't want to indulge in his pain, but I just like I could use my imagination, but just how crazy was it for you that it changed your life so bad? Chris is giving us different fragrance suggestions in the chat, so definitely check those out. But you guys, thank you so much for joining in. I really appreciated checking in and talking with you guys. I feel like I had a really, really, really good weekend. I was outside a little bit. I think I stayed inside a little bit. Oh, for those that are in this area, y'all, we went to a throwback like happy hour. And I'm talking about Park at 14th. It was a 14th and Park at 14th. Am I that old? I don't even remember. But we did happy hour there on Friday, and it was still a really good happy hour. Like, we used to go there, and I've been there for brunch, and it's just been quite a while. I don't think I've been since like the pandemic, maybe, or before, because I just don't be out like that, especially downtown. Like, I just don't have time, but I made time. Parking was available, and it was still a really good happy hour. Like, where do you go in DC where they're giving you chicken wings at happy hour for $5? That sounds normal, but DC's not normal anymore. So I don't know. We just had a really good weekend, like being out and about. Nika says the sketches from the courtroom had her weak. Get it. Liz says she would love to hear from Justin too because he can really lock it up for Diddy to go to jail. Okay. And Alicia says sad Justin Bieber pimped out and many others. Yeah. And I keep hearing these stories about like the child sex trafficking, how they have little kids just kind of on the table for people to pick and get what they want. And I think he really targets these young people because they confuse a lot of like what's right, what's wrong. You know, it's already hard for clearly these adults, but kids, they're definitely not like keeping tabs about times and documents and how you can get to an attorney. They're just trying to get along, to be along, but being abused, but know it's right, but think it's wrong. And they're just all confused. And I think that is something that he targets with young, just like Cassie. Cassie's beautiful, but she was young, impressionable, and striving for just that fame and money. So, all right, guys. They have good food at the park, though. I'm glad you're. Yes, they do. The brunch is really good too. But I mean, it's just crazy how consistent the happy hour and their food has been over the years. Like we were just like, this is what I remember. These jerk wings, this mac is just like they've been for years at this point, and that's pretty awesome. Mark Barnes was there, the owner, like, you know, still in the mix and everything. So, but again, I am going to, y'all keep me going to these comments. Have y'all seen that bit of SZA and Bieber singing Snooze My Heart? Yes, absolutely. I still think he gets high. So between feeling the moment and being high, I think he was a little bit of all of that. But he's such a handsome young man. He's such a handsome young man. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Thank you so much for joining in, and I'll see you in the next live.